after the game, it's the aftermath. Win or lose, we still wave our commander's flag. Riding with Wentz under center, making the pass. Jahan Dotson, young rookie, making a splash. That burgundy and gold, that's what we about. Jonathan Allen knocking QBs to the ground. We die hard and nobody can shut us down. Cause this is the greatest show in town. Let's go. Go, 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 go.
What's good, Washington Commander fans? All right. So, the Commanders lost another game, fall short against the Philadelphia, I want to say 76ers, the Philadelphia Eagles. A game where we was able to see the Washington Commanders took a lead early in the game where they was leading. They was leading 14-3 within the second quarter, but the Commanders had chances to go up big, and they failed as Philly got a touchdown in the second quarter, and then the Commanders came down and got a 3 before the half. But nonetheless, the Commanders have played the Philadelphia Eagles twice, 2 games, one winning overtime where it was 34-31 the first time. Second time it was 38-31, which the Commanders still couldn't find an answer for A.J. Brown, who was just doing what A.J. Brown does. The Commanders did a better job protecting Sam Howell, only gave up 1 sack. That was just towards the end of the game. That probably wouldn't have happened if we had made some changes. But the thing about it is, the Commanders still, as good as the game the Commanders played, there are still some things that they continue to shoot themselves in the foot, which is clock management and know when to challenge, know when to manage the game. The 4th and 4, when he threw the ball to Terry dropped the pass, and they turned over on downs. They had a guy, I don't know who it was, either Jahan or Logan Thomas, in the back of the end, going down across the middle, back of the end zone, which Sam Howell should have looked off Terry and looked for him. Or he could have ran. There was times he could have ran for the first down. Then they ran the ball pretty decently, got a good size of chunk of yardage. But nevertheless, they didn't capitalize when they need to. If they had capitalized on that 4th down and got a touchdown, same thing they did in the first game when they should have had, when he threw the ball to Jahan and Logan Thomas was in the end zone, he could have got a touchdown or ran for the first down. That would have put them in position. These are the games that if you, as a team, trying to better yourself, these are the games that you need to try to win. You can't leave nothing to chance because Philly is going to be Philly. They're not going to beat themselves. Yeah, we got 2 turnovers on Philly, 2 turnovers, and guess what? We didn't turn on the points. Our drives keep stalling, then we pick it up. But Philly couldn't stop us on offense because we was able to move the ball. We should have been more efficient to where we didn't allow Philly to dictate the game. We jumped up on them 14-3. We should have been riding away. If we had scored that touchdown 21, we'd have made them play a whole different game. But nevertheless, Jack Del Rio comes in the game. He comes in the game. He comes and put Emmanuel Forrest back out there on guess who? A.J. Brown. Guess what A.J. Brown did? Bully him. A.J. Brown is not going to shy away from a matchup like that. And you have to understand that when you play in Philadelphia, you don't leave nothing to chance. And by making them turn the ball over, it shows. I just don't understand why this team doesn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? And you let Julio Jones get a touchdown on you. Sad. It just to me it just feels Like everything is wasted. Sam Howell, he threw the ball 52 times. Don't know why he's throwing the ball 52 times. He only been sacked once, one interception. And that turnover, the interception, it cost us because guess what? Philly turned that into a touchdown. Versus what we did. Jalen Hurts was sacked twice. So coincidentally, I didn't even realize he was sacked twice in the game. Time of possession, we had 31-29. We should have controlled it a little bit more. We had a total of 472 yards to their 370. We had 300 yards, over 300 yards passing more than them. We had more rushing yards than them. We had more first downs than them. We had more penalties. They had more turnovers than us. And we got more sacks on those. And the total plays was about even. So you led in rushing and you led in passing, and you still do not win the game. You know why? Because on defense, Jack Del Rio doesn't know how to scheme to stop. Then you got Ron Rivera that should have challenged the Devontae Smith play where clearly Devontae Smith did not catch the ball. Instead of run up the field and throw the flag immediately, you waited till the Eagles run up and hike the ball. Then you question the referee. You can't complain about the referee if you're not. You can't complain about the referee if you're not doing the things as a coach to help your team win games. If you had challenged that play, guess what would have happened? Washington would have been in a position to go to drive the score. That would have slowed down their momentum. But guess what it did? It led to Philly to another touchdown. So you kind of like giving away a game when you don't. Then Terry McLaurin dropped two potential passes that could have kept the drive alive, and we could have probably got a score out of there. We could have tied. It would have put us in a position to tie the game at 31. You know what I'm saying? These are the mistakes. We jumped all over Jahan Dotson last week for missing a catch that clearly Sam Howell threw behind him. You know what I'm saying? When Sam Howell could have had the ability to run for a first down, you could have faked that and ran up for a first down, or even to the dive for a touchdown. But nevertheless, that's where we at. Then Terry catches he usually make himself, low or not. He don't make some phenomenal catches. And guess what's happening? He dropped two back to back. It don't make sense. Then the one that they said Jahan didn't catch the ball. That's the second time in 2 games that they ruled a non-catch for us. The one on Terry when it was in overtime, and this one with Jahan. These are the things that the Commanders gotta stop getting in their way. John Klein said Sam Howell on the late drops. He said he told Terry that I have to give him a better chance. I got to make his job easier. Regardless if it was a bad throw or not, Terry has made tough catches before. I mean, he should have made a catch, period. Regardless of, I could see if it was a really bad throw, but the ball was right there. He should have catch it. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? He said, John Klein also said that Sam Howell said that it was right there, but at the end of the day, we let another one slip away. Quite naturally, you let another one slip away because the fact of the matter is, y'all not playing with such urgency. For the defense side, I don't even know what they did on defense today. Let me see. Defensively, who had a sack? Sweat had a sack this game. Hill had a sack. And every time Casey Hill comes in the game, he gives a sack. You know what I'm saying? Federa Mathis played. For what they did in the beginning of the game, looks like the Commanders could have easily rolled away with this game. They was being more efficient. They was getting after things. They was utilizing. They was mixing up a lot of different things. Benjamin St. Jude's got burned today. I'm sorry, but Benjamin St. Jude's, I don't know what happened to him, but he was better than this last year. And right now, Benjamin St. Jude's is bad. He's Fuller couldn't do nothing against that Devontae Smith wide open touchdown. The safety should have been over there to help him. That could have either been an interception or a knockdown pass or an incomplete pass, whatever the case might be. James Smith Williams played. Quan Martin Forbes came in. He got one tackle because that was um, on A.J. Brown at that time. Danny Johnson, Khalid Hunter, Deron Payne. I ain't see no. I mean, Jonathan Allen he wasn't even a factor today. Deron wasn't hardly ever a factor today. These stat lines is like really. I mean, Sweat have 2 tackles for a loss. Hill had 1 tackle for a loss. You look. I mean, you look down the board. I mean, it's horrible. Chase Young, 1 tackle, one. He almost had a sack, but I mean, Federa Matthews played, but he didn't do anything. It's bad. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and honestly, I gotta tip my hat off to Jamison Crowder, man. Jamison Crowder played a heck of a game today. Jamison Crowder almost had 100 yards receiving. He would have had more receiving yards. He had more receiving yards than Terry did. And when they needed him, he was targeted 7 times and caught all 7 of his targets. Caught all 7. Jamison Crowder. And he was 5 yards from making it, having 100-yard receiving. Jahan Dotson was targeted 10 times, caught 8 for a buck or 8. So Curtis Samuel, he was hurt, a little banged up today, but nevertheless, there was no De'Ami Brown sighting or nothing. Logan Thomas, I mean, this is crazy, man. It's just crazy to see how this team is so undeveloped. I mean, I won't say undeveloped. I think they're not well coached. To me, I think they're not being as well coached the way they need to. And now it just shows that it's time for change, man. It's just time to cut loose for Ron Rivera. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I really don't know what's going to happen, but this is what the Washington Commanders continue to do. It was a tough loss, and right now it's time to sell. It's time to sell at the deadline. It's time to see what's need to be traded, who we could get. We can't sit there and say, well, hey, the referees played a part. If we don't rely on the referees and we go out there and make plays, then there's nothing that the referees can do. To be honest with you, there's nothing the referees could do, because you will be able to go out there and win the games that you need to win, and then at the end of the day, it's all good. So if you win the games that you're supposed to win and not leaving it in a referee, because the referees ain't controlling the whole game, you know what I'm saying? They're making crucial calls here and there, but you still got to go out and execute, man. You can't just sit there and just watch your team struggle. Sam Howell played phenomenal game. I get him. He had a good game today. Jahan had a good game today. Like I said, Jamison Crowder had a good game today. But these are the things that, you know, we can't sit here and pretend that, oh, well, it's going to be all right. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. Right now, I think they played as well as they could play today and still not win. So guess what? It's time to see what the trade deadline look like. Trying to make some trades. Trying to, go in a whole another direction. Me personally, I just think that I don't think Ron's going to get fired. And if he does get fired, hey, I'll be happy. But if not, it's what it is. But again, we got the New England Patriots next week, a team that is very capable of beating us because we are everybody's get right team. And so um, we'll see. But right now, man, I mean, there's no moral victories in this game. And just to know that the Washington Commandos had the Eagles, they could have swept the Eagles for the first time in a while today. But at the end of the day, they didn't do it. And they find themselves losing another close game. Until then, hey, I'm out.